my wardrobe got a little upgraded, you know. Leia was wearing darker colors and darker makeup. And I thought, I was like, oh, I feel so sexy. And then the writers were like, it's not working. She's not pulling it off.
Yeah, well, you know, you try it.
So, in being a fast feature, tell me more about the Legacies world, because this was after.
Yeah. The Legacies world was it was different. It was different. We had a crazy. I mean, we were shooting when COVID happened, which was wild, and then I showed up, and I was like the only adult, and you know, I was like me and the kids. I was like, hey kids.
And you were like, I was a kid once too.
Yeah,
when this first started.
I remember I had like a conversation club, and they're like, oh man, like my mom loves Vampire Diaries. I said, my mom loves Vampire Diaries. Yeah, you guys are the same age. I'm like, your mom and I are the same age.
Well, because but also here, like, I feel like moms and daughters, because there are plenty of moms who love the Vampire Diaries. I mean, you know, moms today.
You're in your late 20s and you're like, my mom loves Vampire Diaries. Like, yeah. But like when you're like 46, and you're like, my mom loves Vampire Diaries. And she loves you too. I'm like, is she single?
I mean, but I think that, yeah, because it started, how long ago did Vampire Diaries start?
09.
09.
And it wrapped in 2017.
I mean, we're going on 2 decades here. Yeah. It's like it's expanding the generation.
It is. And who knew, right? We knew.
I mean, I think that's, yeah.
I wish I did. I would have done things so much different.
Right. I mean, because you start on a pilot and you're just like, okay, let's see where this goes. And 2 decades later, here we are on the stage.
You're like, I was just trying to live my life. I didn't know this was going to be history.
Right. History's made.
Sorry. Earmuffs.
We have a question over here.
You do?
Hi, my name is Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee.
So I have a question for Matt. Who was your favorite relationship that you were in the show?
Well, don't like your children. You don't have a favorite. You love them all. Just kidding. I was gonna marry her until they killed her on the altar while pregnant with my 2 children. Like, what the hell? Dark. It fucked me up as the actor. I was like, you want me to do what? We want you to experience your bride being brutally murdered from a wedding altar in front of you with the twins in the video.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried.
Okay, good.
I cried, like, driving to work. I cried after work.
Did you cry?
I've been crying ever since.
Did you cry while they were filming, like while they were rolling camera? Did you film
I
some tears
had
out?
to. It was in the
Yeah,
script.
okay.
Lark cries. They just go there. Anyway, yeah, that was Joe, baby mama. My baby mama. And then we got to season 7 and shit got real weird. Remember that? Caroline became my baby mama. Aren't you like a teenage vampire? I'm not gonna ask questions. Yes.
Okay, this one's for you, Matt. How do you like playing a new character you show after playing a Lark for so long?
God, it's so nice. It's so nice. Life after Vampire Diaries is so nice. It was like, he's like a cop. There's no supernatural. It's just like a good old murder. You know? And I got to investigate it. And I love it. You know, I don't have to talk about like, you know, vampire rings. Or, you know.
Just talk about the law.
The law. Just keep it real. Anyhow, next question.
Hi, I'm Kim from Pennsylvania. My question is for Leah. If you could fit yourself with anybody else, him with anybody else in the show, other than Marcel or Klaus, would you have picked somebody else?
A Lauren. I think that she, I would have been curious to see I don't know, but we have to choose one brother, but in the pilot, I had a scene with Daniel Gillies, and I was like, oh, this is interesting, like Tammy and Elijah, and they had like a relationship that I guess wasn't romantic, but it seemed like they were, personality-wise, maybe more, they could relate to each other more, maybe more compatible, but it's always the way that you go for someone who's so different than you, right? So, yeah, also, like, kind of wish that she experimented with werewolves. Like, we just, you know, it's just vampires only, like, there were cute werewolves around, like, why didn't she do something with that, you know? I just think she should have explored herself a little bit more, maybe.
Sounds good to me. What's next? I was just thinking, honestly, when I was thinking like, Stephen Amell started on Vampire Diaries as a werewolf. Yeah, and she talked about sexy werewolves, and I started thinking about Stephen Amell. I was honestly thinking, like, I think I'm so fucking handsome. And then I'm gonna cut myself off here.
Hi, my name is Jason. If you had to pick another character in any of the shows that revolve around Vampire Diaries, who would it be and why?
To play, I'd be Stefan. Stefan is hands down the coolest character in Vampires. That seemed to touch a nerve. Like, it's Damon.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, you just
I'm on to something
You
here.
just made some.
All right, yeah.
I think I would, yeah, maybe Freya.
Yeah.
Or, or maybe Haley. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm representing the werewolf. I'm on a werewolf kick these days.
I'm thinking about Stephen Amell again. I think so, man. Yes. Werewolves are good. They're good. I would be a werewolf. I think I should be a werewolf.
Yeah, you should have been. I mean, no one saw your legs though. You
I know,
needed to wear the short
I know.
shorts and then they're like,
They're like,
this
I
guy.
need to be a werewolf. Fuck Keith. He's out of the movie. Okay, tough crowd. Let's go. What's next?
Yeah, you had to pick between.
This time.
Yeah, okay, alright, forgot about that. Anyway, if you had to pick between, Stefan, David, or Klaus, like, who would you pick for the movie?
Damon.
I do love David. I love David.
Yeah.
He's great.
Everyone.
Everyone loves David.
That's the spin-off. That should be the spin-off. It's a comedy, sitcom.
Yeah.
David Salvatore. Everyone loves David.
So funny, it's like a nagging wife. He lives across the street from, oh, well, no, I guess, it was, yeah, that's, did you ever meet the parents?
In the sitcom? Are we in the sitcom?
No, in the Vampire Diaries, did you ever meet the brothers' parents?
No.
What happened to their parents, did we know? Because the originals, you met their parents. Oh. Complicated.
I've noticed something. The actors that play the characters are generally pretty bad when it comes to the mythology of the show. Is this correct? Or is that different? No, okay.
I mean, it's embarrassing because of how well the fans know the mythology, and you just have to admit, like, I haven't, because you do the show and you're immersed in it,
Yeah.
and then you move on with life and you don't really, but it's such a complicated, like.
I think for me, this is how I reconcile it. My brain only has the capacity to hold one script in it at a time. So read the script, get my stuff, memorize the lines, right? And then I have to jettison it in order to make room for the next script, which means I don't remember it.
we're done.
Yeah, I'm just,
We're done.
that's what I'm saying.
You guys are smarter than us.
That's the moral of the story. My brain is
Small. It's a
small. I can only, handle one story. Sorry, I delete them as I go to make room for my small little brain. But I'm trying.
Pertaining information.
Yes, but like, so you remember what happened on da-da-da-da-da, like?
I mean, and yeah.
Because did you watch the show? I did not watch the show.
I read the script.
Did somebody say blasphemy? I just want to remember somebody said blasphemy.
I was like, you're in the show. I remember like the things that they were happening when I was in the show. But now it's amazing. It concerns me how little I remember.
Yeah. Well, it's been
A lot has happened.
There's been a lot of life. I'm like, I just fucking got divorced and I don't know.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
barely remember it. It's okay, much better now.
Hi.
Hi, which side are we on?
Over here. Hi, my name is Franny, and I have a question. Who do you think is better for Elena, Damon or Stefan?
I'm team Stefan today. Good. I'm team Stefan. He doesn't get enough love, right? I know. The section over here is way outnumbered. I have a thing for the underdog. I'm with you, man. Stefan.
He's so cool. Yeah.
Do you think so that's what it is the cool guy factor?
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with, like looks or who do you think is hotter? Who do you think is hotter?
Between Stefan and Dan, who's the hotter?
Yeah, who's the hotter between those two guys? Who is the most determined?
I think it just depends on your definition. I
Gotta choose. It's all on you. And whoever you decide actually is universally the hotter one then. Who wins the whole thing.
think it's just a different kind of hot,
Just but know which one you think is hotter.
Well, because I'm thinking like, if either one of them could romance me,
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
yeah, what would I want?
Yeah.
And I think like with Damon, I'd be like, let's travel together. And we would travel amazing places together. And then he would like introduce me to great food and great wine and the history of the. But with Stefan, I would be like, do you want to ride motorcycles? I'd be like, yeah. He's like, I know this great motorcycle ride up into the hills.
So there's like the bad boy of like the motorcycle adventure or like the well-traveled, worldly thing.
I do think Stefan would need more oil. So if I'm looking for loyalty in a man, it's loyalty.
Who would you rather make sweet love to?
I might have to be a little menage. I got the trouble.
That's a joke. That's a bad joke. I should not have made that joke. I really am sorry.
Next question.
But I do want to kiss Danny. I do want to kiss Danny. He's got the great lips.
I didn't know he was good. Huh? I didn't know he was
Do
good.
y'all relate to your
I know,
characters
he's married.
in some
Don't
way in
stop
real
shit.
life?
Yes. I've died multiple times. I've come back to life. Every one of my girlfriends is gone. My best friend is my fucking dog. And I've got 2 kids now, 2 girls, one who's blonde and one who's brunette. I know, I was like, what is happening in my life?
Slowly becoming the character. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, what's reality?
I think I could relate. There are moments. I think Cammy is. She's very level-headed and very. She has a lot more patience than I do. I think with men whose personality I probably would be like, get out of here, get out of my life, never talk to me again, goodbye. But she was like, no, we're gonna help. I think I could save you. I think she went awry there. I don't think, obviously, in the end, she was the one who ended up just blue and covered in what looked to be, honestly, a little bit like full body herpes, which is fine, but you know, that's how she went out, yeah.
I never want to hear that phrase ever again.
She didn't look great on her deathbed. I was like, oh wow, this feels a little bit
Don't
personal.
touch her. Stay away.
We're not stand-up comedians.
I respect her. Let's go. Respect Stephen. I respect Stephen. Look at Stephen Amell. Fuck!
Matt, this question's for you. What was your favorite scene on set?
Favorite scene.
Okay, we're back.
There is a scene, I do remember, where Alaric and Damon are fighting in the library. And then there was the transition from mortal enemy to best friend. And I liked that journey with Damon. I can't necessarily point to, I got some good ones. But I would say that journey, but I don't remember a specific scene, but a number of scenes that kind of felt the same, like, oh, we're becoming friends. There was a vulnerability shared between the two characters that I enjoyed playing with at the end. I get no serious answers.
Yeah, that was, and you got a regular pop and everything.
Alright.
My question's for Matt. So, Legacy is fairly overprotective God, but if you had to choose a love interest for your two daughters, who would you pick?
For my two daughters?
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, I'm a father of two daughters. There's no love interest. It's just, yeah, no. My baseball bat. Let me introduce you. If you hurt my daughters, I'll kill you. That's the terrifying thing when you're like a girl dad. You're like, oh, I will kill people for you. I will kill people for you. Do not hurt my daughter.
So if your daughters came home, you're like, Dad, I'm dating a vampire. You're like,
Is it Damon?
You're like, what is reality anymore?
That's the question. As the father of a daughter, dating either Damon or Stefan, which one would I approve it more? And I'd have to go with Stefan.
All right, next question. Let's go.
Do you have any real any of the girls on set?
What?
Real connection with any of the girls on set?
With the who?
Any of the girls?
With my kids?
Any of the actresses on set?
Yeah, we're all very good friends. We're all very good friends. We all had a tremendous chemistry. It was great. Yes, we're all friends.
We're all friends. You're all friends.
Should I read it? Me too, Steve.
Hi, this is for Matt. I was wondering if you prefer being in Movie Lawn or if you prefer being in the Cardigan.
The good news is I don't have to choose. I'm both. So, having been in both of them, I can say they're both equally great. And I feel equally blessed by the opportunity. I would like to see Warner as a vampire. I think that would be interesting. Legally Blood 3.
Legally Blood. Oh, that's good.
That was good. Yes. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Holland. My question is for Matt. When you were playing Alaric, going through his alter ego and himself and his normal self, how did it feel to portray the character as like almost two different people, but nothing the same?
Well,
all came rather naturally. I thought it was kind of fun to just explore it and give yourself the opportunity to, bring your own shit to the contrasts that the opportunity presents creatively. Good, bad, crazy.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I was wondering what your guys' favorite song on the show was.
The show. My favorite, I remember there being good songs and I just don't,
Just remember the name.
I don't remember the band and I don't, you guys are really showing how little, like, I'm
Right,
like,
all I remember is the Right.
yeah.
Right? I feel like that like is the classic song, right? There's a few. I think it's right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's me saying exactly the friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great.
My question is for Matt. Everything.
I'm about ready to get pulled up into the sky. I'm waiting.
This is the break, this is the song that it, yeah.
Oh shit, I was scared. I didn't know what was happening. I literally thought I was gonna send it down. Wait, that's when I die and I go to heaven and be praying.
You were thinking about Stephen Hill, we all know.
Yeah, beautiful. He's a very nice guy. Like, I've talked to him on a number of occasions. I'm like, dude, way too amazing.
Okay, Matt, you have to play it cool.
I'm
right?
sorry.
Like,
I'm recently divorced.
You're being a little
Sorry. Never mind.
I would say TV and the different characters that you have played. What was your least favorite?
My least favorite was the end of season 6, watching my wife get brutally murdered. And then the follow-up scene, it really sums up Alaric in that moment when he tried to kill himself afterwards, and he couldn't. It couldn't anymore. I remember saying that. I remember saying that to myself as a character. I can't even fucking finish this. I mean, that was pretty good. That's sorry. I mean, yes. My favorite scene. Favorite scene. I liked dying next to Damon at the end of season 3. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a fun scene, but it was like poignant. Yeah. It was, yeah. I canceled myself.
Lindsay, I was wondering, what's the weirdest thing you guys have had to autograph?
I bet you have a more interesting answer.
No, I just thought of all the things that somebody could ask you to autograph.
So how come I was around you to autograph?
No, honestly, nothing. It's super boring. I wish I had stories. It's like a sweatshirt, or it's on my shoulder. That's it. Nothing
At one of the conventions, a girl asked me to arm, and she's like, I'm going to get this tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I was so nervous to sign, because I'm like, this has to be the best signature I've ever done in my whole life. And then I signed it, as I'm going slow and signing, and I'm looking at this thing no, hang on, let me do it one more time. Wait, no, I didn't do that. It's just the performance anxiety. And I'm hoping that she didn't get the tattoo, because I just don't, you really realize how bad your penmanship is in that moment.
Yeah, same. I have terrible penmanship. Terrible.
It's just not a pretty signature.
Yeah, no.
My signature doesn't make for a pretty tattoo, so.
It's funny to see how mine evolved. It used to be gotten better.
Yeah.
But it's taken years.
Oh, no, this wasn't my signature. She wanted me to write out something. She wanted me to write a quote from this. But again, my handwriting is just like
Even worse.
awful. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't, I wish that I wanted to be able to like, you know, make it.
Yeah, it's like, you can't be close.
Yeah. It's barely
You're
like
a person.
I do write in cursive,
You
but
do?
it's not like pretty cursive.
Yeah, I can't. Mine looks like 5-year-old. Yep. Next question.
Hi, my name is Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
My question is for both of you. So what stands out to me about both of your characters is their very strong will, and both of y'all's characters felt very intense turning into vampires, and both of y'all turned into vampires in very shocking and interesting ways. So I want to know, as actors, how did y'all feel reading that script and finding out that was the next step there?
That's a really great one, and it's a really great observation. You're right, our characters, you know, I think that yeah, there's a similarity in that, like, we had a moral, you know, standing against the vampire, because it was the socio aspect of it. It's vampirism. Reading this script when I've heard rumors.
Oh, yeah, good times, yeah.
I was curious to see how that was going to play out, and her
Most of them
fighting
do a pretty
against
good,
it and
that's what I'm
then
thinking.
losing herself in it. I actually did, you know, I think that there's,
I got a question.
there was something about that story that I appreciated, in that it kind of, like, any of us can be susceptible to the darker aspects of our nature, right? And having her go through that and, like, you know, have to face that in herself, and being afraid to face that in herself. I thought that was
It can
interesting,
fluctuate.
but I also.
But when you post it,
you
people
know,
go back and rewatch
it
it
kind
later.
obviously, you know, she was that beginning.
But that one
So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull this off, but, I like the story. So, good. What about you?
I did really
I don't know if this is a question, but I do remember this one to tell me that I was a character in Ops. So I had to try to get ready for the story with, you know, possible and working through Laura. It was like, I think, the third director and we were looking at like what could he dress up as, you know, and it was like kind of like trying to triangulate who is Faust, like what's the story, what's the character. We weren't quite sure. I wasn't quite sure what they were intending to do. And I just remember I had this photograph of Bob Dylan in my house, and it's in the, I think it's from the '60s. He's got these dark sunglasses on. It's got a '60s mod suit on. It was Bob Dylan. I presented that to our wardrobe as kind of the idea of it. Yeah, it went different direction.
This is a Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, what's one?
I want a Bob Dylan. Timothy Chalamet like Bob Dylan. This is just some English guy.
Yeah, so, and then we're just playing, yeah, that's just, like, is it more fun to play the bad guy? If you could be a bad guy, out of the whole pantheon of bad guys, would you?
Of like, let's maybe just in this world, the bad guy should choose.
Let's expand it.
I mean, I will say there were moments with the original, this was fun. She's having, and she just had this look, because she's a really sweet girl, and then, you know, once the cameras are rolling, she went into, and I, like this madness in her eyes, so I'm like, ooh, that looks fun. And then, but I, again, when I turned into a vampire, I tried to do the same thing, they're like, no, you're not doing it, you're not doing it like Rebecca Priest does it. I'm like, I do what?
I would be
Ooh.
if I could, I don't know what I'm talking I had a moment, this is when my brain's like, Matt, don't tell the story. Don't tell the story. And the other part of me was like, I was going through this awful painful divorce. And I had this moment when I was in the shower, and I was crying so hard. I was crying so hard. It was so deeply. It couldn't go any, it went beyond deep, but I started to laugh. Like the cry became a laugh. Like it became this weird, maniacal laughter in the shower. And I like had this moment like, I don't seriously hear this. Because it was the joke. Because it started like the joke. You're overwhelmed by a sense of irony. And futility and nihilism. At the same time, I'm like, I get it. I understand why bad guys laugh. That's what I was like, I understand why bad guys are always laughing.
They're in so much pain.
So much pain.
Yeah.
They're in so much tremendous pain.
Yeah.
And then another very interesting thing, I hope I don't push back. The idea is the difference between the hero and the villain is that something bad happens to both the hero and the villain when they're young. The difference between them is that the hero wants to make sure that bad thing never happens to anyone else ever. Where the bad guy wants everyone to feel that that
Right.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Okay, is this a Q&A or is it my therapy? Jeez. So I'm fine. I'm fine.
Hi.
It was a moment. It was just an acronym.
Hi, my name is Lisa, and my question is for both of you. Have you had a fan experience, a memorable fan experience, or you were the fan meeting somebody that you were anxious to meet?
I actually can't think of, I haven't been in that position. I think I'm almost nervous too. You guys are brave to meet this, because they say like, don't be your heroes. I would be nervous to meet the people that I am fans of, because what if they disappoint? I'm sure they will. They'll disappoint me, or or they're lovely people, but just the prospect of them being, an asshole.
That's probably a good policy. It's a good policy. I've had a number of heroes, and I just become like ashamed of this thing. Like I have memories that are just so.
Name one, and then so what do? You like trip over words?
Well, so I was shooting a show called What About Behind You? And we were on the sound clock, and I was sitting in the music theater, and with another cast. When they looked over the shoulders, we got the doors, because the doors were open. And her head snapped back, and she's like, oh my God. I was like, what? She's like, Tom Cruise just walked by. Tom Cruise just walked by. I was like, you fucking serious? You fucking serious? And because we were on a show that J.J. Abrams was producing, and J.J. had to be on set while we were shooting, and I remember getting in the golf cart, racing to the stage where J.J. was, passing Tom Cruise on the golf cart, trying to focus, and I ran into J.J. like a mini. I was like, freaking out. I was freaking out. Because I was like, go. And I remember J.J. like, you need to come back. You need to come. One thing led to another. Mr. Cruz came to set. J.J. introduced us to Cruz. And it was like the conversation that was like, it was just like the coolest conversation. He was just like the most charming, present, like, he was just like, fielded all like my young questions. I was like, I tried. I read that someone sort of made you shoot like, take. I'm like, did you feel like that made you better?
And his answer was just talking. It was just talking. And it was just so surreal that it just made me love the man forever. But I look back on that moment, I'm like, you were such a dork. You were such a dork, dude. Like, you cannot play, I don't play it cool. I'm just like, I love you. Like, shamelessly in love with you.
But you proved my point wrong, that like you met your girl and she was lovely and just was patient.
God, he was so patient. He was like so open to us as young actors. You could tell that I was just like in awe. And he was just so cool. Like I don't want to say what he said, but they were just like top notch. They were just like, to this day, I know I'm like a little Jordan about it. And then, so don't put it. Not the book. Yes.
Hi, I'm Kate. This is a studio man, so I'm trying to understand your personality.
Oh shit.
So, they're starting another series of Star Wars. Are you going to follow the footsteps of Darth Vader and Kylo Ren, and Luke Skywalker and the Force?
Well, I feel like I'm emerging from my own shadow. If you want to look at like the Jungian psychology of the light and dark and archetypes of the shadow, I feel like I'm emerging from a very long stint in the shadow, the valley, the shadow of the cup. And I am now on the side where I process a lot that I need to do. And it's been a very long and hard journey. And I would want to use my powers on behalf of like the force, the good things. I wouldn't be a jerk if I
Matt Davis is on the light
I
side.
want to move things with my mind.
Hey, I'm Paula. The question is for both.
I'll put these in the corner.
What's your favorite
Behind the scenes.
No.
Well, yeah.
You know, one of my favorite moments, well, there's so many of them, there's the scene that I did, okay, and so everyone's coming through, and I'm just laying there, and each character kind of came through and said their goodbyes, and it was nice because it felt like a real moment with each of the cast members too, and I had this realization of like, oh, this has been an experience where it wasn't just a job, it was like, you know, I've made friends that really mean something to me and they continue to mean something to me to this day. And that really dawned on me in that moment, so I appreciate it. That's a really earnest answer.
It is good. But that's true. It is. It's true. I feel the same. I feel like it's such a remarkable experience in and of itself to be an actor and then to be a part of a show like this and have to show a collection of such remarkable people, both in front of the camera and behind the camera. That at this point in time,
I'm not sure. We just came today.
Moment. So much. It's just the general sense of gratitude for having such an enjoyable experience with you, because you do make lifelong friends. You go through an incredibly unique experience that very few people go through. And to share that with people who are so smart and talented and funny and interested is an experience that as I get older, I hold more and more dearly in my heart. So I don't know that anyone in particular behind the scenes moment. I do know that there was a place called
This is the teacher on the
after we wrapped, that we'd always show up. Do you remember
Vampire Diaries.
Remember that song?
It's getting hazy though.
It does.
Fuzzy memories of Crock Bar.
It does. The Crock Bar, love memories of hazy. But I always felt like everyone would always end up at Crock Bar. And I don't know if this is just me projecting, but sometimes I felt like when the originals came onto the scene, there was like this sort of like sharks and jets vibe. You know,
I mean,
Crock Bar. It's up originals. Maybe that was just me.
See how I felt. was like, going to Croc Bar, like, hey guys, like, you got it, you guys in the head, we're just like right on your cold sweat belt, you have to be like, that's right, okay, we know. You go to the turf war, I'm not, okay, nice.
We were insecure. You guys are so good. God, it's so good, talented, beautiful, British.
Oh, okay, well, I was like, oh, thank you. Oh, all right, we're talking about
All of you. All of you. All of you. All of you.
I'm not British. We know who you're talking about.
You are British in my heart.
We're talking about Justin Morgan, we're not talking about
Yeah, it's like part of the thing. Lord.
Notice he didn't say New Zealander or Australian, he said British, so he's just talking about Joe. He's really a Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know, he's
Hey, we get you.
really talented, he's British, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He started the show for a reason, deserves it, yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I could, obviously, I couldn't say
I was
much.
gonna say that you're keeping your accent.
Obviously, I would kill for those cheekbones, are you kidding me?
I just want to dance. I'm like, what do you gotta do to be more British? You know?
You could, you know what, I think you could fake, if you can learn to fake the accent. You could just do a mini driver.
I wish. David Anders is always really good with the British accent. He had an impact. We'd go out sometimes.
But was it?
It was good. It was great. All right, what?
Hello, my name is Stephanie.
Thank you. This question. If your character Tammy didn't have to die in the prison, which love interest would you like for her to have carried on, spouse or myself?
Oh, interesting. I mean, I feel like I did kind of feel a little bit like Kevin Marcel. Actually very adult about it. Well, a few episodes were so adult about it, I wonder if, yeah, those two could have eventually back around. However, I would be afraid about the whole Rebecca backlash, because you don't mess with that bitch's man. I mean, if the horror is scary, Rebecca, okay. I was like, Kim needs to pull back from herself very quickly, or she's going to be dead in the next couple of episodes. So I say that knowing that would be a dangerous thing with the Rebecca situation. But maybe if Rebecca moved on, no, I don't think she was going to. No, I think she would have been really pissed. You don't piss off that way.
Hi, my name is Andrea, and I have a question for both of you. So how do you feel about the season finale of The Originals and Malcolm Diaries, and how they wrap your characters? So yours, Leah, dying, and Monday eventually life and the whole Stephen dying of it all.
Stephen died?
Okay, how it ended, it's sad. I mean, but also I don't know, I remember feeling like that was really intense. That's a really intense way to end a series into these brothers, But I think that's the only way they were gonna find peace, so I guess, okay, I do, I was really sad to hear that that's how it ended. I'm sure everyone was. I think that was the point. I think also the writers and Julie, they have a sick need to make viewers cry really hard all the time. And so that would be the way to do it, right? And Tammy dying, I also think that it was yeah, it was just part of that sick need to just like, let's make everyone really, really sad now. And I was part of it. I actually bought it, hook, line, and sinker, and I was like, okay, if we're gonna do this, I'm going to take it upon myself to really contribute as much as I can to your sadness. So, that's how I feel about it. But with how the show ended, yeah, deeply heartbreaking. Still don't have an answer, do you?
More coming. I just remember realizing that Damon and Elena lived. We were shooting this scene in Legacies where, shit, thank God.
It's like when the music starts at the Oscars. They're like,
I wanted Stephen and Damon's baby to go to the school. I thought that'd be cool. Yeah, you know, Stephen and Damon having, or Elena and Damon having a kid. Stephen and Damon like, whoa, get off the stage. What are we talking about? Elena and Damon. Anyway, that's the story for the meet and greet. For the book. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Over to about that time. It's about that time. Yeah. I feel it. I want to feel that excitement in the air. All right, last panel of the day. Charlotte, make some noise for East Omaha!
That is way better. We don't deserve that intro. It's mainly for me. Can we take a minute to talk about Matt Davis's shorts? And the best shirt ever. Stop. I wish my legs were nice like yours. Mine are so skinny. Oh, those look good, dude. Look at those thighs. Oh yeah. Love you, brother. Blue ball. Oh, sorry. Those are the quiet parts. What's this reverb? It's that man. I lower this. Don't break it! Alright, I got it. Hi, kiddos. Wow. What's up, people? I'm not gonna lie, it's been non-stop. I didn't get a chance to, sorry. Man, it's good to be here with everybody.
I think these guys have some questions for us.
Yeah, tell me. Where are we starting?
Start over there.
This is a really handsome, it's the only handsome photo I've ever seen. Really handsome.
Yeah.
We were never able to recreate it.
No.
Not even for our bourbon brand.
For every 1,000 photos is one that's...
Dude, can I actually use that as a photos mom ad? I think we should. Yeah, of course.
Hi.
Hello.
And my question is, so both of you have directed episodes from the Vampire Diaries.
Yes.
I don't know much about that universe, but do you have to take classes for directing, or did you just see directing and like, have to try it? And how is it?
The class of life.
I think like for us,
when I joined the show, I reviewed a lot about the making of a television series. I knew everything.
Why were you so bad?
Right, that's another story. But obviously, there's still stuff that we need to learn. I did end up being the Warner Brothers director of the show in LA prior to directing my first episode. Read a bunch of books, talked to editors, shadowed, went to production meetings, and then just figured it out. Yeah. Literally. That's what it is.
I'm starting a new string. These are much bigger people than the last ones.
Paul will tell you, when you're directing your own show, you have